Says excellent connection, but we'll see. Okay, we're live. Give me 1 second. A lot to talk about tonight, let me tell you. Zaire's actually texting me right now. Alright, let's get ready. Got the Barbaros in the back. Got the nippers right here. About to get that going soon. But we'll get a little live stream going real quick. What do we got? 90 people in here real quick. Let's let some people fill in. You know, I like to read the comments in my last videos or my last streams. That's why I kind of like pull it up like this. So, as you all know, or maybe you don't because it's been a long time, and I only wear these glasses because the glares in my face is kind of like shades, kind of makes it easy on these 2020 beautiful eyes. So, there you go. You got that right there. I don't even know why I'm wearing these. There's no audio for me to be listening to, so now I just sound weird with noise-canceling headphones. Arctic Game Buds. Try them out. Very good. Play all my games with them. Turn my volume up. Is that better, Blacktooth? Is the volume better? Volume better. Should be better now. These Shure microphones, when you touch the front of them and you hit the mute button, it's kind of got like a little touch sensitive thing. I heard Raw's in 40. No, it's 3 hours, 40 minutes. Blacktooth, is that better? Text back. He says it's better, so we can go on. Okay. Gonna touch on a couple gaming topics today. Want to touch on that podcast last night. Good God. Look, y'all may like them. Y'all may dislike them. Y'all may be indifferent, or you might have all your own opinions and feelings about Hard 8. I do too. Hell, you may have a whole lot of, why is this camera crooked? There we go. Nah, we ain't turn on black mode. We do white mode here. If it ain't white, it ain't right. Anyway, last night, podcast. Let's see what it's titled real quick. Blackbon, Kofi, Jack Move, Blaze, GLM, New Yokio, All Beef Squash. Hell, I'll bring it down a little bit. This video right here. Oh, man. 13,000 views. 1.1 thousand likes. So, I guess this started out as some kind of AGS gaming podcast right here, as it normally is. You know, I've been a hot topic of discussion and situations, you know, surrounding me as of late. Hopefully, which we'll be able to talk about sometime soon in the near future. And, you know, there's... I don't know how it started. You know, a lot of people had opinions on me. You know, I came in to correct some things. And then I had opinions on other people, which were incorrect. And, you know, those people came in So, you had Kofi come in, you had Blaze come in, you had Jack Move come in, you had GLM come in, you had Tony come in. A lot of people came in. Now, I don't know if you want to spend 7 hours of your time watching this video, but got these, what are they called? Timestamps. So, yeah, I would highly recommend watching this video. This video is a video that probably should have been done a long ass time ago. Because at the end of the day, especially now, look, we've been on this YouTube thing for a long ass time. We are all grown ass men. And look, my whole thing is this, and I will be the first to admit it, just like I admitted it to Kofi. A lot of things that people say, feel, think, your opinions, your views, they're really not based on actual communication with the person. They're based on secondhand information. What you read in a tweet, what you may see in a passing video, what you see in a retweet, or a like, or what you hear on Discord, or what you hear from Whisper Down the Lane, or what somebody told you in a DM, or what somebody handed you in a screenshot. And then again, I may have to rewatch this long-ass video at some point. But it came down to this. A lot of people just came in like men, had a conversation like men, aired their grievances like men, and people had a talk and a discussion like men. And crazy enough, I know this sounds absolutely wild, but when grown-ass men, I really gotta change that fan. It is really annoying the hell out of me. I have it, but you get off of work, it's dark, you don't want to mess with it. Need daylight, so I'll probably do that Saturday. But like grown-ass men having a conversation, shit can be worked out. You would be surprised how simple it is just for two grown-ass men to have a conversation, meet in the middle, and the problem is solved. Over a simple conversation. There was a guy, GLM, he's had murder beef with me for 10 years. And the crazy thing is, and I'm not blaming him, it was literally over a misunderstanding. And did I have a crash out last night? Yes, I did. I'll admit it. Ain't no shame. I like to get animated sometimes, and, things can get wild, The Suburban Savage, the final boss, the main villain, sometimes I like to get at it. I love ish talking. Shit's a personal pastime of mine. But regardless, me and Kofi, squashed. Tony and Hard 8, squashed. Let's see. Let's go down the list real quick. Me and GLM, squashed. GLM and Hard 8, squashed. Alex, Jack came in. A lot of Cycle, a lot of just stupid beef that grown-ass adults, and I can say, look, again, I'm part of the problem too. Not gonna lie to you. Not gonna tell you that I'm not. Whether I'm entertaining or I'm just talking crap or acting out or anything, unless you really have a one-to-one conversation, nobody really knows the level of trash talk you're doing or how much fun you're having. Because look, I've had friends in the real, and I've had to tell them in heated moments, like, this back and forth we're having right now, do you want it friendly? Do you want it vicious? Or do you want it to the level where we're not going to be friends again? Because look, nobody can roast each other like friends in the real of 30 plus years. Just can't. So, I would highly recommend everybody to go watch this video at one point or another, whether you're on a 6-hour road trip like Jack, whether you are working out, maybe across multiple days, even if you're just going through the timestamps and clicking on each individual thing. That way maybe you don't have to waste 7 hours of your time if you don't have it. But this video right here, all time time video. This is what YouTube used to be. A bunch of individual creators making their own platforms, doing their own thing, but then you hop here and he hops here and they go there and they go there. We talk here, we talk there. And then the community as a whole collectively grows. That's how it used to be. Video responses, likes, retweeting. Everybody in this community should be liking, retweeting, posting, and tweeting everybody's videos because that's how you grow the community. But I don't know when this happened. Somewhere along the line, egos got involved. I'm bigger than you. I have more subs than you. Nobody watches you. Nobody likes you. Nobody supports you. So then, instead of a bunch of individual creators creating a community, which organically would grow, where everybody had a symbiotic relationship. When they grow, you grow. When they do well, you do well. When they make a good topic, you piggyback. When you make a good topic, they piggyback. When this whole thing used to be growing and expanding, everybody wanted to run solo. Everybody's egos got big. And I don't mean everybody, but a good number of people. So then it became a competition. And look, competition is good, as some people call it, and there's nothing wrong with competition. But YouTube then became very isolated. People didn't want to talk to other people. People didn't want to communicate with other people. People didn't want to collaborate with other people. Oh, I'm not showing up on his podcast. I'm not giving him content. I'm not boosting up his views. I don't even know. Come on, like, people are out here literally pretending to not watch certain people, to not know what they're doing, to not know what they're up to, lying, saying, I don't pay attention to him, I don't watch him, I haven't seen him in forever, when we know that's a lie. 1,100 likes and 13,000 views in one evening. That video will probably reach up to 1,500 likes and about 15 to 20,000 views by the end of this week. You can't tell me that everybody and anybody didn't watch that video. And if you didn't watch that video, you know your cohorts, your Goombas, your foot soldiers, your Discord minions, they watched it and they reported because that's what they do. And that reminds me, Kofi made the great point last night that, you know, most views and opinions are secondhand and not from direct interactions. But I'm going to take that a step further as I push my shades up my head like an anime villain. I think most of the beef here and most of the misunderstanding here comes from Discord. I think Discord is the very absolute worst thing to happen to YouTube. The absolute worst thing. And here's why. We used to have a Skype community. Skype calls, whatever you want to call it. Who's texting me? Nope, didn't call her out. Not even bothering with that. Anyway, Skype community. You had to be, I guess you weren't face to face, but you were voice to voice. You had to talk to people. Go back and look at some of them Skype war videos. They were straight up wild. Absolutely wild. But people had to talk. People had to communicate. You had to air your stuff out, and you had to get aired out. Things went on. Things were solved. Kept it moving. The problem nowadays is everybody has their own little individual echo chamber by the name of Discord. And, you know, I'm not saying these are individual echo chambers, but just for example, Blaze has a Discord, Smooth has a Discord, Jack has a Discord. And I would bet, and there's no quantifiable method I could do to factually prove this statistic, but chances are you're not entering somebody's Discord if you hate them or even dislike them. You got to be a fan to a super fan to want to join somebody's Discord. I'm sorry. Nobody is going into somebody's Discord to hate on them. Maybe there's some freaks out there, some irregulars, but by and large, if you're in somebody's Discord, you're a super fan, which then turns the Discord into an echo chamber. And what do echo chambers do? They talk crap. They don't have any ethics of conscience. There's no constructive criticism. And then all they do is hate on any kind of opposition, any competition, and there's no accountability to be held at all. That's how it is. And I've definitely seen this. Definitely happened in the Discord I was in. Absolute craziness. That Discord was probably one of the most toxic places I've ever seen or ever been a part of. You can't even post your own video in there, which is what the Discord is for. The Discord is for networking. The Discord is for expanding. The Discord is for organizing. The Discords have multiple channels where you want to game, you want to talk about sports, you want to talk about the gym, you want to talk about this. But all it is the same collection of losers in there, night in, night out, crying, complaining, and hating, and dick sucking and dick riding. That's all Discord is. And nobody who's a content creator really wants to moderate a Discord. You're going to delegate it to a first lieutenant dick rider, somebody who's a super fan. And that super fan really has no objectivity. And there we have it, people. That is the story of how most Discords operate. So let me read some chats real quick. UK viewers, appreciate that. I guess simple answer is try your own podcast and people join their own Patreon. I could see a big cool concept and also seeing takes on real life topics maybe. Definitely want to do real life topics, especially after all that's going on. I think that there's a more personal side of business on YouTube, of networking, of communication, about being personal, and overall, what's the word I'm looking for? Collaboration? Nah, not collaboration. Maybe rules of engagement? The word will come to me. It begins with the C. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't get it out right now. I don't know what it is. Bottom line is, there's a lot to be discussed in the realm of being personable over the internet or being personable with other people, and just stop this random, faceless, irrelevant tat on the keyboard. God, turn on your camera. Black Bond spinoff podcast would be tough. Oh, one's coming. GLM was on fire last night. It is what it is, but dude is entertaining. I will give him that. He has energy. He has presence. Everyone buried their beef last night. Everybody did. Except for Blaze and GLM. They'll have to get it done next time. Exactly. BG missed an opportunity. He would never show up. I actually, speaking of which, I've actually was texting Zaire right now. And come on, dog. You know me and Zaire had a little murder beef going before. And Zaire's man enough to answer my messages. So shout out to Zaire. Like, dog, like, we're like late 30s, early to mid 40s now. Like, this beef stuff just ain't it anymore. So all come together, work together. Yeah, I said it. Kumbaya. Except for the frauds. Frauds, you know, you all can stick to getting exposed. That's what you're good for. Everyone could probably get along and have a good gaming discussion. Bond Brawl is tonight. Don't forget, you know, I've got multiple monitors. I'll be peeking it while I'm watching this. Don't worry. Melodic Matt Punk, what's good? Appreciate you and your support. You got 45 minutes before Raw starts. I know, I kind of wanted to get this in at 6, but, you know, we're going to go a little bit into Raw. We're going to go a little bit. Not everybody's a wrestling fan like I am. Viewmaster Black Bomb, what's up? Last night AGS podcast was beyond... There we go. That's what I was looking for. Right there. Viewmaster 16. I was looking for the legendary podcast or something like that. Beyond Legendary. We might have to go with that for a podcast name, because you know I always be preaching legendary. Whether it's that... or whether it's this, I only get down one way, and that way is legendary. So yeah, that's actually a good thing. Start submitting names you would like for a podcast. I would like to see it. Beyond Legendary sounds pretty good. In the comments section after this video is posted, post names for what you would like a new podcast to be named. Also, post topics you would want to be heard and you would want to be talked about. We talked about that last video. We need a name for a podcast, and we need some main core topics that we want to talk about. Somebody had a super chat. Let me get to that. Shiva Blaster, $2. What day are we on $12,000 PC? You know, somebody did message me, and they asked me, where is the Tales of the 12K PC that one of the episodes was missing. And then I still have them all in the irrelevant files. I was going to put them all into one thing and upload one giant Tales of 12K PC video, but you know, we're squashing beef right now, so now might not be the time to upload that. I mean, I'll ask Zaire if he's cool with it, because I don't... Look, we had a good night last night. A lot of beef was squashed. I know you all love those videos, but right now might not be the time to upload the Tales of the 12K PC Omnibus. Just saying. Black Metal Gamer, permission granted to patent-based Bond. Based Bond's a good one, too. AGS last night was like watching Anime Prime. Bond, 8, Jack, GLM, good old beef days. Shout out to 8, everyone's beef squash. Praise the Don. Yeah, man, that was an absolutely incredible podcast. I really can't say anything about that. Hard 8, it's that easy. You could use that as a podcast, but I don't think that's catchy enough. But maybe Hard 8's saying it's that easy that he squashes beef. No NVIDIA stream. What's the info we don't care about? I'm not understanding what Hard 8's trying to say. It's a long video, but it won't feel like it. I mean, yeah, it's a 7-hour video. Like I said, it might take you a couple parts to get through it. But if you're really hard pressed just to see the beef areas and the squashing areas, there's timestamps there. But yeah, again, I feel like this is probably one of the look, I've been around for a long time. And I'm going to tell you, that's one of the all-time best videos I've seen on YouTube in this community, and I've been on YouTube in this community. Not as good as a swimming episode of Weapon Wheel, but you get what I'm saying. That video deserves a watch, deserves a like, deserves a retweet. I'm not dick riding, I'm just telling the truth. Okay, Bond getting kicked gave him enlightenment. That's a fact, Bond. Was Bond on AGS last night? Yes, I was. Who wasn't on AGS last night? Who wasn't watching AGS last night? If you weren't watching AGS last night, then I guess after Monday Night Raw tonight, you need to be watching it. I don't know what else you're going to be doing. Out of the loop here, did we ever learn why Bond was kicked from the pod? No, we did not. A guy nicely asked BG what's going on, and he acted, well, Discord is toxic. Weirdos kicked me out of the Weapon Wheel Discord for having 2.7 million GameSpot score. Or, I'm sorry, Gamer score Xbox. Twitter is an echo chamber. It kinda is, kinda isn't. At least it's a public forum. Discord is a minor forum or a closed-off forum. Get Next Gen in here. I wish Zaire was in there last night. See, Hard 8 is right. All it takes is a conversation. I mean, really, I would have liked to see Zaire and Super Brothers and Fat Gamer. Super Brothers and Fat Gamer would have put that over the top last night. Because not only do they got beef with me, they got beef with Hard 8. That would have put it over the top, Hard 8. Super Brothers and Fat Gamer were in that bitch. Maybe next time. Look, I'm proposing that monthly, Hard 8, monthly, you have a Squash the Beef podcast. Or anybody who's actually somebody. We're not just taking randos and Discord people and Twitter people. We're actual content creators. If you got a beef, you got a problem, it should be a monthly Squash the Beef podcast where people show up and handle business like men. And if you're not man enough to show up to something that is monthly, Monthly, meaning you're not going to be surprised by it. Oh, it's not shooting up tomorrow. Or, hey, in half an hour, get on. You know that every month you have a chance to squash whatever beef you have, or to keep it going, or to get further clarification, or an explanation, whatever. Whatever it is, face it forward. If it's happening every month, I think that would be the best solution to squash all beef in the community. Or if we can't squash it, to at least come to an understanding, hey, you're here, I'm here, we can coexist away from each other. Here's why, here's the reason, cool. Because what that also does is this. When people don't exactly explicitly say why they have issues with people, when it's vague, when it's nebulous, when nobody really knows, all that does is create one fan base here, one fan base here. They think this side is right. They think their side is right. They're just throwing swords, knives, bullets, daggers back and forth. You got two fan bases fighting. Nobody knows what they're fighting for or why they're even fighting outside of them dick riding in the Discord echo chamber, or they like one guy more than the other guy. So that would also stop that. Look, man, I am not above still roasting people. Don't get it twisted. Still the suburban savage as you saw last night. Not about being against roasting frauds, roasting liars, roasting dishonest people. But if we can genuinely come to an agreement, if we can genuinely bury the hatchet, why the hell not? Life's too damn short. No NVIDIA stream, too much info, we don't care, it'll be boring. Yeah, I kind of agree with Hard 8 on that. Like, I'm not trying to watch robotic dogs and everything. Like, I'm just not. Like, I mean, look, if they were demoing GTA 6 on a 5090 or a 5080, yo, we could talk about that. We can make a live stream about that. But outside that, I'm not about trying to hear about Jensen's stock is way up. Big ups to NVIDIA stock. If you don't have NVIDIA stock, then I don't know what's wrong with you. I'm not trying to hear about robot dogs or stock or AI or transistors or just show me the games and show me what it does. Fat game. Oh, Rog BG. See, how do I say this? Fat Gamer might not be able to come on Squash the Beef, Hard 8, because he was saying some very questionable things that he should be arrested for in an insane asylum. There are some people, look, that just cannot be saved, and I don't want on my platform. Let's just say I don't want EDP on my platform either, that Eagles fan. Nope. You are legit the most diverse member of Weapon Wheel. On your own, could take it anywhere. You could focus on JRPGs, have live streams on various new games in a gaming pod, even a pod of past dating. See, dating stories are easy to talk about when you're single. I'm not single right now, so I'm kind of semi-single. We'll see. All this drama-ish is corny. I would rather squash beef than engage in. I agree with Hard 8. Look, just because we're squashing beef does not mean we're done exposing frauds. Frauds will always be exposed in this community. And I really wish this community would come back together and expose frauds. And, nobody likes a fraud. I just never get why people support frauds. And Hard 8 is right about one thing. I realized the community kind of changed when Crap Gamer, for example. This dude was a straight up fraud. And I exposed him. I exposed him as a fraud. I exposed him for lying. I exposed him for stealing gameplay. I exposed him for doing fake reviews. And I was the one that was like, yo, now we got to start doing trophy checks now. We got to do the trophy checks. And Hard 8 jumped on that. Yo, show your trophies. We need trophy checks before you start these games. So you would think that a fraud that lies about playing games, lies about beating games, lies about owning games, lies about opinions, and makes fake reviews on games, you would think there would be a mass exodus and that channel would be done. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It probably got bigger, and not bigger in a reason that people are like, oh, look at this idiot, let me watch him, he's so dumb, he's a court jester, he's DSP. No, he was supported, and that to me was absolutely wild. Absolutely insanity. Bond need to be in the WWE. Bond sounds like he's projecting. My voice does project wild, I know. Whole podcast is entertaining. 7 hours will go by quick. I'll admit I listened to about 2 of it again at work. Kid Smooth gonna get kicked soon. I didn't say I wouldn't participate. I said I would rather not. Black. That's what I'm talking about. Blacktooth. Blinded says Fat Gamer admitted to crimes on video, and Blacktooth has the up arrow. So yes, that's why. No, definitely not. I mean, if Hard 8 you're saying you don't want to participate, you don't need to, but I think you should host and moderate and mediate. You know, it's kind of crazy to me. As much beef as people have had with Hard 8, he's surprisingly a good moderator and mediator. Except for everybody but yourself. And you know I'm right. You know I'm right. You can moderate and mediate for other people, but you really can't do it for yourself. Hey, look, ain't nobody perfect. I'm just calling it how I see it. You can do it for other people, but when you get on your roll, you're like the juggernaut. You just don't stop. That's like when Jack was saying, like, you know, sometimes he be getting on a roll, and I just want to get the fuck up out of the way. You only ain't got to be friends after beef is squashed. Exactly. After you squash the beef, you don't have to be friends, but at least the negative energy will be eradicated. I agree, Hard 8. Talk about doing stuff to... Okay, I'm not reading that one. Oof. Yeah, that was wild. But, yeah, people, I would highly... Again, I can't state it enough. I would highly recommend watching that video. I think anybody who has been around this side of YouTube from the beginning, I think you owe it to yourself to watch that video. Very good video. Shows a lot of maturity from an otherwise group of semi-immature people. But it's all good. So let's read some of these comments from my last video. What comes next? So what happens next? So what I need you guys to do tonight, all 341 of you, outside just, you know, hitting that like button, pounding that like button, hitting the like, hitting the retweet, showing the support. I need your best names for a podcast in the video after the video is done. And then give me 3 to 5 primary niche topics you would like to be talked about. Obviously, gaming is going to be one. If you have any specialty gaming topics, that would be cool. Collaborations, that would be cool. I'm not trying to team up with anybody, but, you know, me and Hard 8 have already discussed, you know, I don't mind going on AGS. I don't think Hard 8 would mind coming on to this channel every now and again. You know, collaborative methods are probably the best methods for everybody to grow. Okay. Damn, now shit's getting like fucking hard. Let me stop cussing because they be demonetizing, but everybody's losing their voice this week. I don't know what's going on. And who is tweeting me right now? Non-alcoholic drinks, people. I don't drink anymore. Unless it's wedding or vacation. Oh, it's Zaire. Damn. Zaire says, first of all, Hard 8, Zaire missed the podcast. He said he wished he was on it. I guess he wasn't around, but you know, it is what it is. He would have came on if he was here. But he said, damn, Sensei on some real shit. Loyalty means nothing, I guess. Sad to say. That's from Zaire. Oh, this Joy Taylor thing is wild. Colin Cowherd, everybody. All right, where was I? Yep. Podcast names, things you want to talk about. We're going to read these questions or read these comments off, talk about a couple gaming topics, and I'll get you guys on out of here. So, Gutta One. Even as a bald man, I'm going to miss you on the podcast. Your opinion was well needed among the console peasants, even though we don't agree on that. I still think you brought a lot of balance to the show. Also, Kitsu and Jack Move Johnny better pay attention. Make sure that I get something else shaken, because they could be next. If Johnny leaves, so does my Patreon money. A respectable bald opinion. You gotta do your own thing. If you go back, you have no future in the space. You have to use this event to announce your own thing while the eyes are still on it and the topic is hot. Let go of the drama and ride the wave. Good luck. We gotta pin that comment right there. It's probably the comment right there of the night. You are right. I do have to ride the wave. Yoban, love from a UK brother. You're a real one. That's why he hates you. He's a fake. I know them feelings. I know how it works. You do you, bro. Make your own podcast. We will listen every week. Black Bond, you are a real one. Stay up and keep up. I don't know who this nigga is, but you earned my sub. F that DEI. What is ESG? I don't know what ESG is. Kevin Samuels was right. Keep doing your thing, bro. I agree. I think everyone should flood the Whipple podcast videos with Bring Black Bond back and dislike the videos. Now, let's say hypothetically you were to dislike all of his videos. Was that any different than what was happening to me? Do y'all remember the dislike squad? That anytime your boy Bond would have a social life, go to the beach, go to a beer fest, go on vacation, go to an island, go on a trip, or anything like that, they would send the dislike squad at my videos. They would mass dislike my videos. My own teammates. Unbelievable. Crazy now, ain't it? BG and the whole Webwell podcast on the way to getting canceled. It's a shame. Good podcast. Have to suffer because of BG's transgressions. BG is the Black Review Tech. Blandrew left. Good on him. Yes, Blandrew is gone. He walked. He chose to walk. Talking to new people would definitely be the best thing. The community is rotten. I don't get why Smooth held so much power. He offers nothing. Sucks that this happened, but I'm sure you got some stuff in the works. I don't have anything to say about BG and the rest of the group. I tend to say about people's personal business. Hope you all prosper this year. God bless. It may be a wise decision. Wait, what? Hold up, dog. Am I reading this properly? It may be a wise decision, business decision, to be with Fratanga and oh no, it's Alex. My guy. No. Once a Brooklyn rat, always a Brooklyn rat. I'm done watching. Honestly, Smooth, Rev, Jack Move, Blandrew, and Bonk easily make the best podcast. I completely understand the fallout with Hard 8. He was and still is extremely sensitive and vindictive, as well as having the constant 3-hour drama streams. Complaining about men on the internet is tiring to deal with, I'd imagine. This, however, makes no sense at all. We have to wait and hear what he has to say. Well, speaking of 3-hour drama podcast on men, go watch the 7-hour version. It's pretty good. Hate to leave a comment through the situation. I rarely have been around this channel and not on What People Podcast anymore, but this was some HR shit. I got fired not too long ago, and HR made sure to be as subliminal as possible behind the reason you get fired. Shit was some bullshit. Even if this happens at the time, I didn't like your ass. I still wouldn't take the side of BG. But speaking of HR, it's very ironic how this shit called human resources or just resources to get the job done. Solid Bond podcast. I just realized with you and Blandrew now, it's just Jack and Smooth to carry the pod with the energy and banter. Jack's energy hasn't been there unless he's engaged like Blandrew and Bond did. Smooth can't carry a topic by himself. BG reads topics in a dull voice. So, I want to say this real quick about derailing podcasts and going off topic on podcasts. Look, it can get excessive sometimes, I admit, but I think the best podcast moments and the best podcast episodes ever have been derailments, have been off topic. Look at Hard 8's last video. Hard 8, if you're watching, what was the original name of your last video? It was not, let's see. His original video was not called Black Bond, Kofi, Jack Move, Blaze, 4K, GLM, New Yokio, All Beef Squash. It was not called All Beef Squash. There were actual gaming topics in this video right here. Straight up. And for one way or another, this entire podcast went off topic and was completely derailed. Completely derailed. And guess what? It turned out to be one of the most liked videos of the year, the most watched videos of the year, and probably one of the best videos this side of the community has ever had. And it came completely off of being derailed and off topic. You look at the best episodes of AGS, you probably look at the best episodes of Weapon Wheel. Most of the best episodes are happening when there's a big derailment or a huge off-topic discussion. That is not a debate, that is not an argument, that is a fact. And that is why Hard 8 changed the title of that video. Because it was no longer what the original video was about. It was derailed and changed into something else completely. So when people always say, oh, you're derailing, or oh, you're going off topic, look, hold on. If you're complaining about derailments and getting off topic, right? Go read Reddit. Go to GameSpot.com. Go to Polygon. Go to N4G. Get your little gaming news, read down the list, then close your computer or your laptop. People come to these podcasts to watch personalities, to watch debate, to watch banter, to see characters, to be entertained. What am I going to look like? Like, oh, Nintendo Joy-Cons, they leaked, they look curved, they have an IR optical sensor, just came out, the Xbox Prime, they're making a new console, probably because Sony's outselling them 5-1, and all their games are like, that sounds corny. Nobody wants to watch that. Maybe you do want to watch that, but I don't think that's fun to watch. I don't. If you think that's fun, like, look, this is why I don't be watching these gaming conferences. Because there's no characters, there's no entertainers, there's no personalities. It's just Geoff or Jeff Kingley up there, and next up Kojima, or next up the band, or next up this announcement. Or nah, I'll just read it the next day. I'll go on the bench, or I'll lift, or I'll exercise, hop on the elliptical, whatever. I could just read that whole thing in 5 minutes. And then if it's a game I like, I click on the video and I watch the trailer. I'm not entertained. I'm sorry. One of the most entertaining things on the Game Awards is probably when Baron grabbed the mic. That would have been funny. Weak-ass Baron couldn't even take the mic from Jeff Kingley. Jeff Kingley snatched that mic back. You got that weak wrist lift. All right, on to some more comments. Hard 8 and Bond think they are better than me at video games. I'll put them niggas to bed in any game. Remember when BG said that? Really, in any game except that challenge. Good times. After Hard 8 got kicked, I watched What Will because of you and Jack. You're the most entertaining. BG is the most boring on YouTube. Let me scroll up a little bit. So I know I see some... I'm just trying to follow around the mods and everything. Your favorite commentators. Does Hard 8 even say that anymore? Your favorite commentator's commentator? Yeah, I don't really hear that anymore. Has he got a new catchphrase? Or am I just missing it? Or have I heard it so much I just don't hear it anymore? Jabari's in the house. Hard 8's in the house. Bond should talk about JRPGs. We got Golf Styles, $5. 2025 really started off with a bang. My podcast idea is Word is Bond. That's a good one, too. The commentator is a clown. What about Blacked and... Oh, now we ain't going there. What Gundam kit are you working on? Stream it. Barbados. Iron Blood Orphans. Bond with this BG impersonation. Down for the count was... I guess that's got to be a Dudley reference right there. Sorry it came to you. It's like an employee, shows up every day, does the work, gets fired. The boss only sees you as an expendable number. That podcast is terrible anyway. A bunch of dudes talking over each other for 3 hours. Very confused by the video. Not started with a solid 2 minutes of Weapon Wheel advertising. This is real life Last of Us 2. Reminds me of when Colin got kicked. A lot of people are saying, somebody explain what exactly happened with Kind of Funny where Colin got kicked off, because I thought he was the host. I thought he owned the joint. Makes a new podcast with Jack, Smooth, Blandrew, a guest on the Crumb side, the old style. That would be kind of wild if, just me, Jack, Smooth, and Hard 8 did stream one day. See, me and Hard 8 could do that, but again, I don't want to jeopardize anybody else's quote-unquote employment. Solid Rev and Bond would be peak content. Solid Rev is ass. I feel all y'all should leave BG in the dust. Remake Weapon Wheel podcast. Weapon Wheel remake. Jack Moves, Smooth, Hard 8, Alex, Blandrew. Bond, just take everyone from Weapon Wheel, do your own thing. It's actually a good point. Jack and Smooth can stay on Weapon Wheel, but also joins Bond's podcast. Without Bond and Blandrew, there ain't going to be nobody on Weapon Wheel to speak on JRPGs, fighting games, and damn, that's a good point. I remember a decade ago, you would never have went on a podcast with Broken Games. You must have well went on a date with Huntmaster Flex. You really folded over the years. What? I don't even get that comment. Bond, you're one of my favorite members of the podcast. Yeah, BG is a big fraud-ass clown. I think you were part of the Weapon Wheel podcast, so you started to hate on PlayStation for some weird reason the past months. I used to like seeing you go back and forth with Smooth. Now that the Weapon Wheel podcast is a pro Xbox platform. I think it's the exact opposite. I think it's a pro PlayStation. And it's weird that people have been saying I primarily hate on PlayStation when I came here, the PS3 was down, the 360 was up, then the Wii U was down, then the Xbox One was down, and the PS4 was up, and the PS5 is up, and the Switch was up, and now it said the PS5 is a little bit down, and the Xbox Series is way down. There's a difference between challenging someone and being disrespectful on purpose as part of your challenge. I think Bond is the latter. There's been way more disrespectful stuff said lately, over the years, than lately in the last couple months. Tony Esquire, it's ironic that with all the hate against you and Kid Smooth for Trump opinions, it was a fellow black man and Democrat who ruined your holiday. Appreciate that. Dude likes whiteness so much he doesn't believe in dark mode. Oh yes, I don't like dark mode. Haven't kept up, but this is because of the one incident where Bond pretended to be sleeping and said he would not conversate if they didn't mention him. I think his reasons are multifaceted. The whole anti-woke association, not to mention your Kevin Samuels demeanor and your propensity to date white women most likely contributed to this. I know these kinds of qualities a black man can grind on other black folk, and I'm going off life experience. Here as a 39-year-old and as a light-skinned brother myself, there was definitely outside influence that drove the decision in some way in regards to gaming specifically. BG has gone on about current gaming discourse so many times, so it's probably an additional reason as to why you were dropped, and that sucks. That sucks. Seen you grow since 2008. You've clearly moved forward towards better things. Just keep going, Bond. You got it. My last girl is Mexican. Why would it matter who I date? But Gerudo Ramirez brings up a good thing, a good point. There is a segment of black people who take issue, who take umbrage, who want to make fun of you for not dating black women or for dating white women, Mexican women, Spanish women, Asian women, whatever. And if that really was the case, then, I got to call some people out on their hypocrisy, because last month or two, a lot of people are getting on Paris, posting Dr. Umar gifs and milk images and things of that nature. So, could be the pot calling the kettle black. But it's to the real point where I've been in Margate before. And one of my boys dates a girl, she's white, and a black girl came up to him and was bitching, whining, complaining about why is he dating a white girl. Come to find out, she was also dating a white girl who came over. So you have an irregular complaining why my boy is dating a white girl while she and her irregular self was also dating a white girl. Can't make this shit up. Can't make it up. A podcast with Bond, Mugen Lord, Solid Rev would sound good. Mugen Lord has ties with Bond because I'm not aware of that. Yep, we do know each other. This is how I felt when my ex broke up with me. This hurts, man. Dog, like, don't ever say that again. Me and BG did not date. If BG refuses to give an explanation, then he must know that this is BS. Been watching Bond since day one. And it's good to see... Been watching Webwell Podcast since day one, episode 1. And to see this go down like this, shaking my head. BG used to be a menace, and then he went woke and got himself a corporate job and changed up. Keep going on your own, and many will come to support you. Grow and show BG how it's done. We're almost done, people, and then roll. As a day one listener, I don't know why I thought BG was more of a stand-up guy than this. Real weird move, man. Best of luck to you, Bond. My one complaint about Webwheel is that no one talks about what they're playing unless it's released the same week. All y'all talk about is how many games was completed or what you platinum. I talked about what games I was playing all the time. And I also told people to talk about what other games they were playing. At this point, since BG doesn't want to address the issue, the Patreon supporters should address why they leave Patreon. Also canceled mine. One could argue if you talked about everyone else, would they have booted you? Firing someone who's been on the pod for a decade and refusing to give a reason, that explanation is weak. With that heartache dismissal, even if I wasn't a fan, I could understand why he had to leave. I thought it was time given the tension. This dismissal makes no sense. If you understood the ego and the mentally weak mentality of that man-child BG, you'd understand the video Bond made exposing his lies and hypocrisy last week made him furious because he brought the receipts and made him look stupid. The problem with BG is he doesn't know he's an idiot. He actually thinks he's intelligent, and making him look or feel stupid immediately sends that dork into an emotional, childish temper tantrum. This is why Bond is off. Long story Jesus Christ. Oh, boy. Full sweat tryhard. He went in. BG's a hungry skeleton. Man, I missed the early PS4, Xbox One era, Crumbside era of YouTube. I wasn't a regular viewer on Weapon Wheel for years, but Black Bond Heart 8 were two of the most entertaining people. If Jack Move gets the boot, it's going to be a snooze fest. That stuff about him not addressing us on the podcast, nobody else allowed to say anything, is absolutely insane. You all some grown men. What's the stuff? Or what type of stuff is that? He's definitely going to get one of those hidden problems that's typical of the side of YouTube. He's on the there is no issue. BG gone full dictator. Bond has been acting childish on the podcast. Haven't watched the video yet, but jeez. So I think we're pretty much it. I know people want to watch Monday Night Raw. How long has this podcast been going real quick? About 55 minutes, so we're going to try to get it to an hour. I think a nice solid round hour is good. So, and anybody else got some last minute questions I can read? I'm definitely happy to read them. Made a joke about the National Women's Day, and Greg and everyone kicked his back in, and he just quit. Colin had always had rather libertarian views, and they were always conflicted with liberal gaming media. PS3 outsold everyone in total game sales because Sony is factually better. Bond, I just want to know if you will do a Legend of Heroes theory videos, given that you're up to date. I am not up to date. I really need to get back on it. But I've been trying to knock out other RPGs because I know once I start Legend of Heroes, I'm just going to keep going. Colin seems more liberal now, pro-blacks than Umar dudes. Umar types. I don't like dark mode either. If you got double vision, dark mode makes it worse, while text gives me ghosting on dark background. Is that a Will Last Story or Pandora's Tower game I see in the back? Where are you seeing that, dog? Oh, back there. Yep. That is Pandora's Tower, The Last Story, and Xenoblade Chronicles. Because I was a part of Operation Rainfall. I was trying to get these games over because the Wii had only had like 4 games in 2 years of just some crazy drought. And all the other Nintendo fans were calling me and Shokyo every name in the book. So yeah, I was there. I did that. Okay. Ragnar Incarnate, $5. Yoban, any chance of you uploading this podcast on Spotify? I could do that. The Bond Tales podcast. Must be Insecure American Girl? Oh, absolutely. Bond supported the Rainfall games? Yup. The Calapes podcast. They flagging and stitching game. She wants more white women for herself. Nothing wrong with that. Gamer Lives Matter. I appreciate you being a good sport yesterday and good luck on your endeavors. If you cannot find a job, remember you can always work for my grass needs and cut. I need Freon in my... I'm going to give it to it. That was a good one. I need Freon in my air conditioner. Good Lord. Black... Oh man, Raw going on. Stop the stream. Okay, we gonna make it, dog. We got 2.5 more minutes left. Heart 8 or Blacktooth, link that Bond so he can see. We have the Fortune Street. You know, the viewers, donations. Bond, how do I get that? How should I get into ease? I mean, oof. I gotta think about that. Gotta think about that. Now, I know that I want to talk about some gaming topics and everything, but look, the final boss is here. The Rock is coming on. It's Monday Night Raw, first episode of Netflix, 3.5 hours. People want to watch it. I really don't want to keep you guys. I really just want to get this going for another 1 minute and 50 seconds because I wanted to get it going. But don't worry, I will talk about, you know, the Switch 2, the leaked Joy-Cons. I will talk about the Xbox Prime. It literally sounds like an Armor and Warframe. Oh, I got my Prime armor, my Prime weapon. Those are things I'll definitely talk about. But in the meantime, people, I need you to do me a couple favors. I need you to smash that like button. I need you to get some topics of interest you'd like to talk about, podcast names, and hold up, somebody dropped $100. Jazzy Jefferson, okay. My guy, make no mistake, the majority of the What Will Podcast audience is PlayStation fans. So, of course, they got a problem anytime someone on the panel isn't sucking off Sony. They get angry when Jack has criticism and been wanting me, you, and Blandrew off the show. Damn. You know what? Jazzy's not wrong. They have been wanting me off the show. They have been wanting Blandrew off the show. And they've definitely been saying they want Jazzy off the show, too. So it really feels like the audience over there, especially in the Discord, they want a PlayStation echo chamber. They just want a PlayStation podcast. They don't care about PC. They don't care about Nintendo. They don't want to hear any criticism about PlayStation. And where does Kid Smooth factor in that? Hey, Smooth makes the PlayStation look better. That's not any opposition for a PlayStation podcast. That just puts Xbox down here and PlayStation up here and makes it even better for Sony. So that's actually a good point, Jazz. I didn't even think about that. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end this podcast. Remember, podcast names, podcast topics. $5 by Bless 111. It's ironic that BG, who has a communication degree, is unable to explain why Bond got the boot. Was he enrolled in Obama University? And Happy Taco, Blandrew only left 3 days ago and released a new video. Took him 3 days under Weapon Wheel podcast. Wow, you both will be better off without Weapon Wheel. Be more consistent. So, what I want all of y'all to do right now, go watch Blandrew's video, go subscribe, go like, go retweet. I'll catch everybody later. Enjoy Monday Night Raw. Have a good one, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you guys next time.